After a weekend in Washington, the Bend Elks are back home taking on the Kelowna Falcons on a Friday night at Genna Stadium, looking to keep things rolling. Some clouds overhead, 90 degrees, and a muggy day for baseball, something we don't usually see here in Central Oregon. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Aiden O'Neill. Thanks so much for joining us once again, and man, does it feel good to be home. Week series against Yakima. I get all these days mixed up. They all feel the exact same. Elks took 2 out of 3. They dropped the first one. In game 2, they came back down 4 runs in the 9th inning, put up 6, won 15-13, and then yesterday, a 1-run victory, building some momentum coming into tonight. But that series, that win, doesn't mean a whole lot unless you come to play this weekend. And they're giving the ball to their guy, Friday night starter Jackson Kendall, seeking to keep the momentum. So many encouraging signs this last weekend for the Elks, and the offense finally started to get going. But Kelowna, those Falcons from Canada, the best ERA in the entire West Coast League. It's going to be a heck of a battle right here on Bend Elks YouTube, and thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My producer, Pierce Gordon, on the 1s and 2s. And Dom Husin getting you prepared, our lovely PA guy, for the starting lineup tonight.
Third baseman, number 3, Braden Jones. Batting 9th from Bushnell University, right fielder, number 2, Eli Pupo. And starting on the mound tonight for your Elks from Houston Christian University, right-hander, number 36, Jackson Kendall. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for tonight's national anthem and O Canada. Here to sing out the Star-Spangled Banner tonight is Mary Chapman. She loves God, family, and country. She is on the Rimrock Trails Treatment Aid Team, assisting youth in healing, health, and hope. Please welcome Mary Chapman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Here to throw out tonight's first pitch is Dan Siglo. Dan just celebrated 20 years at Deschutes Brewery, where he leads the packaging and warehouse team. Dan's favorite Deschutes beer is the Fresh Squeezed IPA. Both Dan and his son Joe played Little League growing up. They were not all-stars by any means, but they had a lot of fun playing some ball. A huge shout out to Dan and the Deschutes Brewery packaging team. They are responsible for canning up all those tasty beers and shipping them all across the country so we can enjoy. All right, Dan. Nice throw.
Chapman. We also heard the Canadian national anthem with Kelowna being from Canada, just north of us. So cool to see both of those on this Juneteenth, a national holiday now. And I'm rocking the sweater today, too. Team USA, 2-0 win over Australia. Great day to be an American. We're feeling good. And what would make it even better would be an Elks win. As we got the play ball kid getting us going. Jackson Kendall on the bump tonight. For the Bend Elks, their Friday night starter, the Elks, winners of 2 straight games against Yakima. 6-9 record at this point of the season. Kelowna enters with the 7-8 record. They've had this entire week off to essentially prepare for the Bend Elks, led by head coach Greg Zahn. Longtime big league vet, has been in the game for quite some time. And I thought for a second that the Elks might be at a disadvantage. It was a late night last night, getting in at 3:30. You got to wake up, and I know it's a night game, but it's an adjustment. Then I talked to Greg, and he said Kelowna, they left this morning at 1 a.m. to get here. So they've been driving all day, and now they got to play a baseball game here in Bend. We got a standoff going, though. National anthem standoff is a brilliant tradition. Noble Ortega on the Elk side is still standing just outside of the dugout. Noble's always been a jokester, taking on a leadership role with this team, but he's got the elbow guard on, the helmet. And I want to let you guys know he is not in the lineup tonight, so this is just pure show. He's also a left-handed batter, so if the elbow guard's on the left elbow, that would mean that it's even more for jokes. Who wins it, though? Because these umpires, Michael Ames, Thomas Glynn, they're going to have to send him away at some point, you'd think. Or not, or we just start playing baseball. Nolan Eberwine will step in, and the first pitch of the ball game is cut on and missed. We get started 2 minutes behind schedule at 6:37. Noble Ortega, I think, is your winner, but there's still a couple Kelowna Falcons standing out there. He at least beat the one Falcon that was out. 0-1 misses down and in. There's 2 others, as you see there on the screen. That's Cade Weber, number 25 for Kelowna, and then player you can't identify because of the red hoodie, as the 1-1 is slashed into left field. Fielded by Sisidko. A leadoff single by Nolan Eberwine. So Kelowna's offense gets things going with a knock there. Bringing up Jacob Embleton. 2 homers, 10 runs batted in, a .751 OPS. This Kelowna Falcons team has been towards the bottom of the West Coast League in a variety of stats, just like the Elks, but their pitching has been the calling card. Eberwine goes. Pitch misses up, throw down to second as high as Fudge has to leap high into the air to keep it out of center field. Stolen base for Nolan Eberwine. His first bag of the summer, and he made it look easy. RBI spot early for Embleton. Knocked in 10 this season. That's second on the team. 1-0's popped up, foul as Beck gives it a look. Good crowd on hand for a Friday night here at Genna. I mentioned the weird weather. It's funky, about 90 degrees and super cloudy overhead. Jackson Kendall, the tall righty, 0-2 with a 7.62 ERA so far this year, but has carved out that Friday night role. 13 innings pitched, 11 Ks to 9 walks. Now 3-1. Nolan Eberwine started the game with the lead-off single. ERA they have here, tick down at 5.54. That's the one in league play, so been effective. Popped up. Out of play. The Nemo sound effect playing overhead. One of the better ones we have when it comes to the foul balls here. 3-2, no outs, just underway here in the first. Game 1 of 3 between the Elks and the Falcons. Payoff. Foul back. Jacob Embleton keeps on battling. From San Diego, California. 3-2. Popped up to shallow left field. Sanders going out, so Sitko coming in. He'll make the catch for the first out of the ball game. Take a look at the rest of this Kelowna Falcons batting order tonight. Matthew Pena up now, then C.J. Griggs, Reese Kozar, Drew Frost, Xander Silken, Cade Burnham, and Jacob Lovin to round out the order. Matthew Pena has been great this season, a .315 average. And he crushes that one. Way back to right field, a no doubt 2-run home run. And it's 2-0 Falcons. Matthew Pena's 6th home run of the summer already. That one went a long ways. Jackson Kendall just let a changeup leak middle in. That's the first homer we've seen this summer from a lefty here at Genna to the pull side. 101 off the bat, 345 feet. C.J. Griggs will offer it his first pitch. I mean, he knew it. And Pupo gave it the courtesy jog, but nothing he could do. Griggs doing the catching tonight for the Falcons. 0-1 misses up. Defense tonight behind Jackson Kendall, Sasidko, Cahill, and Pupo in the outfield. Jones and Sanders on the left side, Fudge and Beck on the right side with Marcus Galvin doing the catching. 1-1 scrapes the bottom of the zone for a strike. C.J. Griggs has also had a good season for these Falcons. .294 average. Got him swinging. Kendall's first K goes to the fastball and blows 89 up and away by Griggs. So 2 outs now for Reese Kozar after the big blast from Matthew Pena. Kozar doing the DHing tonight. 1 homer, 2 runs batted in. But an OPS over 1,000. Take up for a strike. Kozar from Niagara University. Grew up in LaSalle, Ontario. Take high there. Last summer found himself in the NECL, another summer ball league, where he just hit .211, but a good year at Niagara. Rounds that one on a couple of hops to Sanders. His throw to first will end the inning. But not after the long home run by Matthew Pena. Gives the Kelowna Falcons a 2-0 lead. To the home half. Elks coming up after this. Kelowna strikes first in the first, and it was the long blast by Matthew Pena. The bat flip, knew it off the crack of the bat. It was majestic. And the best hitter for the Kelowna Falcons keeps on raking his 6th home run of the season. Elks now looking to answer. As Sisitko lines one into center field, it's down for a base hit. He keeps on hitting. Entered tonight with an average at .459. His 18th hit of the summer, and they can't keep him out of the lineup. Now Will Cahill will bat. Green's pitch. Sisitko bluffs the steal, misses down and away. The starter tonight for Kelowna is the right-hander Jordan Green. San Diego, California. Sisitko goes. Cahill fouls it away with his bright red bat. No runs allowed so far this summer has been really good and has been part of the dominant Kelowna staff. Sidco dives back. If you're counting each game Kelowna's played in, a 2.89 ERA, but 9 1/3, 13 strikeouts to just 4 walks. Pounded that zone. So Sidco goes again. Fastball misses up and away. Throw down to second on one hop. A collision there in time. Lovin came over to cover. A big hit as Sidco was sliding in. Oh, man. Got shaken up. Hat popped off. Sidco now has been caught stealing 4 times. He's 6 for 10. Two and 1 to Cahill. Currently in the transfer portal after redshirting at the University of Washington. Found that one. Couple of hops to the sure-handed Lovin. 2 outs. Bringing up Cam Beck out of Oregon State. Beck had himself a good weekend against the Yakima Valley Pippins, now fully ingrained into the system here in Bend. Formerly the #1 player out of the state of Utah in the class of 2025. Green folds in and off speed, then misses in. It's Beck, then Galvin and Miller. Fudge, Sanders, Jones, and Pupo rounding out this Friday night order. Beck swings through the 1-0. The numbers have been good for Cam Beck, a 3.08 average and just 13 at-bats. Round that one, off the glove of the pitcher in green and into center field for a base hit. Stay hot, Cam Beck. 103 off the bat, that was. And the defense for Kelowna, Frost, Eberwine, and Embleton in the outfield. Then Silken and Lovin, Burnham and Pena with C.J. Griggs doing the catching. Marcus Galvin will hit. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the first inning. Kelowna already with 2 in. Tapped that foul off his foot. Makes it even more frustrating that Dimitri Sidco got thrown out on the base paths. Because the Elks would have a bit of a rally going here. No homers. 3 runs batted in, though, a .697 OPS. That glove behind the plate has been that constant. Breaking ball folds away. Just under 1,000 tickets sold pre-sale to this game tonight. And obviously a lot of others buy them at the gate once they get here. So I'm intrigued to see the attendance tonight. It's a good crowd, as always, here in Bend. The best fan base in the WCL. Beck dives back. Not a base stealer is Cam Beck, but they might have felt like he was getting off a little much. No attempts yet this year. Galvin pops up to 1-1. Foul territory. Silken ranging over near that barbecue deck, and it falls just foul. A souvenir for the kid. After serving a 1-game suspension last night, Alan Cox is back. got ejected in Wednesday night's contest versus the Yakima Valley Pippins. Enjoyed Thursday night's game from the bus and now suited up. Good to have you back, Alan. Fastball misses up and away. It was a weird game that involved Will Cahill supposedly not tagging up, and there was so much controversy around that. It was a frustrating one, but after Allen got ejected, it felt like new life was injected into the Elks as Galvin just fouls that down the first baseline. Is anybody going to get it? Alex Figueroa is, who got the save last night against Yakima. Former Walla Walla Sweet, now dominating here in Bend with his funky sidearm release. Bullpen for the Elks was a story over the first couple of weeks, but it's now starting to come together. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the inside corner. And that will end the frame, painting the black. And the first K for Jordan Green. Good pitch and a better frame by C.J. Griggs. To the second here on Bend Elks YouTube. Elks trail 2-0. Two to nothing Falcons on top as we roll on to the second inning. Drew Frost getting ready to start it off. Frost, Silken, and Burnham, 6, 7, and 8 against the righty Jackson Kendall. Falcons offense got going in the first inning on the big blast by Matthew Pena. 1-0. Chopped to the backhand of Isaiah Fudge. He bobbles it. The throw to first, not in time. Costly error on the Elk second baseman. Puts the leadoff runner on base. When the Elks have gotten in trouble so far this season, it has been via the free pass. And the double clutch out of the hand was enough for Drew Frost to reach. Now Cade Burnham will take down and away for a ball. Burnham 238 in the average department. 1 home run and 1 driven in. It was a solo shot. Elks looking to turn 2. Fastball misses low for Jackson Kendall. When Jackson Kendall has been able to succeed, it's come by attacking the strike zone, and that's been the one thing to watch. That strikeout to walk ratio, how frequent he's filling it up. 2-0 fastball is hit foul. Dark gray sky overhead. Looks like some rain may be in the forecast. Everything's supposed to clear up for the rest of the weekend from what I saw, but if you were just to take tonight in a microscope, you'd think that some heavy downpours on its way. Xander Silken. Rather than Cade Burnham, correction on that. Fastball misses up, throw down to second. Back with a dive is Drew Frost. Frost, 2 stolen base attempts so far this summer. Has been thrown out in both of them. See if he tries it here. Kendall in a tough spot. Has to come in. (3-1). In tight, almost hit him. Xander Silken with a peer back to the mound at Kendall. But back-to-back free passes put the Falcons in business here in the second. These walks has been something that the Elks overall have really struggled with this season. And how about this? In whip, walks, hits, plus innings pitched, the Elks are dead last in the entire WCL, and the Falcons are first. So the strength versus weakness may reside with that. As the first pitch to Cade Burnham is served into deep right field. Pupo goes back, he makes the catch. Tagging is Drew Frost. The throw goes all the way to third, missing the cutoff man. But the back runner and Silken stays put. Just got underneath it. Pupo ranged back and made a nice catch. Smooth fielding outfielder. Bats left, throws right. An easy tag, though, for Frost with his neon orange cleats. This is Jacob Lovin. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it away. Overall, Kelowna depends at what stat you look at, but offensively, middle of the pack. Relatively deep lineup with high averages galore. Go over to take a peek at Silken. He's back with the dive. Ground ball would get the Elks out of this frame, already down by 2. Seeking to avoid the crooked numbers. Lovin fans at that one, 0-2. How about this for Jacob Lovin? Just 13 at-bats, but he's hitting .385. Just a .769 OPS with 1 driven in. Flick fielding shortstop in the 9-hole. Kendall's 0-2. Got him swinging down and away. Big strikeout for Kendall. There's 2 gone. So back to the top of the order with Nolan Eberwine. Led off this game with a single. And one of their better hitters at the top of this order for Greg Zahn's group. First pitch is skied, deep to left field. Sisitko's going back on it. He's looking up. It's off the top of the wall. 1 run is in. Behind him is Xander Silken. The throw goes to the cutoff man. It's a 2 RBI double for Nolan Eberwine, and the game is blown open. It's 4-0. A beautiful swing by Eberwine to the opposite field as it just kept carrying. And Sisitko slipped at the track, which prevented that ball from getting in quicker. I think he was even shocked with how much that ball kept carrying. So a clunky first couple frames for Kendall. Bringing up Jacob Embleton. Don't want to get too far behind the 8 ball early if you're Bend. In many games this season, the crooked numbers have come back to bite them. Think about those 2 road series in Marion and Walla Walla. Embleton fouls that straight back. With an offense that hasn't had consistent success. Got to keep this game within striking distance. Eberwine on second after the 2 RBI double. Embleton flew out to Sisitko his first time. And Kendall got him looking. No, he didn't. My goodness. Everybody in the building besides Michael Ames thought that was strike 3, and it absolutely was. That caught so much plate. Yeah, Galvin had to reach across his body, but on our track, man, that's a 1.5 in the zone. And a base hit up the middle. That's unfortunate. A tough break. Eberwine hits 30, heads home and scores. A huge difference between a ball and a strike results in another run for the Kelowna Falcons. It's 5-0. Matthew Pena will hit. Kendall not out of the woodwork. Man, he had strike 3, and this inning rolls on. You were watching during the first. Matthew Pena had the long blast off of Kendall that began this rocky outing. Just left a change up middle in and went a long way. Kendall, I'm sure, will be much more careful this time around. 1-0 fastball paints the bottom of the zone. Two in the first for Kelowna, 3 in the second. Now you look up and it's already 5-0. Throw back to check on Embleton, who's back safely. Matthew Pena from Hollister, California. Attends Cal State Northridge and was an all Big West first team member, all conference. We're seeing that here. 1-1 miss is down and in tight. Snap throw down to first. Back safely with the dive. You're wondering why this crowd's getting a little more rowdy for Matthew Pena. Tonight's K-Man. Courtesy of our great PA announcer, Dom Hoosen. Backfired in the first AB with the long homer, but that doesn't mean he can't punch out. Chops this one, though, to Fudge at second. Beck left the bag momentarily, went back to cover. And that will end the inning. Not after 3 runs on 2 hits, and the big swing by Nolan Eberwine, a 2 RBI double. It's 5-0 Kelowna. We head to the bottom of the second on Bend Elks YouTube. Bottom of the second inning here at Vince Genna Stadium. Jace Miller to lead it off. Miller, Fudge, and Sanders this frame. 5, 6, and 7 in this order. Facing the righty, Jordan Green. Miller squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. Miller cracking a smile as he tried to catch Silken, the third baseman, napping. No Jace Miller this last week in Yakima, so happy to have him back for the weekend. Take a fastball for a strike. Although the numbers haven't shown for Jace so far this summer, he's hitting the ball well. Good velocity off the bat, and you'd imagine a corner gets turned at some point soon. Just batting 182 at the moment. Take high on the fastball. After winning the batting title for the Bend Elks this last summer, went to Oregon State, but had a year that was derailed and was up and down due to injury. Ground that one to Burnham at first. 1 out. Still hit that 90 off the bat, but just right at him. Isaiah Fudge now hits with 1 out. Fudge had a huge swing in yesterday's game. And you see his stats too, a 485 OPS. But man, there's so much in the tank that we know Fudge is capable of. In the 4th inning, the Elks yesterday had 5 runs scored. And for the majority of Thursday night, that was all the runs they scored. It took a 9th inning run to push them over the top. 6-5 the final. In that 4th, Fudge had an RBI double that was scorched to the center fielder, Jay O'Neill. He dove out in front of him, and it simply went by. It was an easy extra base hit with the speed of Fudge. Take a fastball there on the outside corner. That one was 2 balls different than the one that the Elks thought was strike 3 to end the inning. So that must be frustrating for Alan Cox and co. Now 3-1 to Fudge. There's Allen roaming out of the dugout. He's a pacer. Will constantly keep moving no matter what. Even if you're just talking with him, won't just stand still. As Fudge just got rung up by Michael Ames in a 3-1 count. And I'm unsure as to what's going on so far. Not only was that ball 4, but he called it a strike and rung up Isaiah Fudge. It's been a peculiar inning and a half. Had to reach all the way across his body. And Ames immediately knew that, oh shoot, that was not strike 3. Payoff. Chopped. Softly. Tough play, but a good play by Jordan Green on the backhanded flip for the 2nd out. Was falling off the mound this way, so that helps. But great athleticism to track it out of the air and then flip it to the first baseman, Pena. 2 outs for Troy Sanders. Elks still trail 5-0, looking to get that offense going. Fastball goes to the bricks, just beyond home plate. Sanders in the portal after 2 years at Grand Canyon University. $158 average so far, but constantly in the lineup because of what he's capable of. Take a fastball for a strike. Was with the Walla Walla Sweets last summer and was a constant in their order. The Elks faced off against the Swedes a ton. Looking to make a similar name for himself here in Bend. Green continues to dot the corners. 1-2 the count to Sanders. Fouls it straight back. Not many young players can say that they had a dad that played in the big leagues, but Troy Sanders is one of them. Pops had a cup of coffee with a couple different teams. Showed the way for his son Troy. Will line that one right at the left fielder. And Frost, who barely has to move to his left, and makes the catch to end the inning. Elks go down in order to the third on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Top of the third inning. Thanks for joining us on a Friday night from right here at Genna Stadium. I'm Aiden O'Neill, your voice of the Bend Elks. As always, the Elks gotten down to a slow start so far. 5-0 Kelowna, and their offense has really come to play against Jackson Kendall. Elks looking to right the ship. First pitch by C.J. Griggs is driven deep into center field and gone into uncharted waters. C.J. Griggs pumps a home run 402 feet. 6-0 Falcons. I have not seen a home run hit there. Wow. These Kelowna Falcons have come ready to play and have the scouting report on Elks starter Jackson Kendall. It was left middle, but that's big boy land for C.J. Griggs. Cahill just ran out of room, and the ball disappeared into the batter's eye full of trees. That's a pretty unbelievable swing of the bat with no help from the wind. Reese Kozar will take in tight. Elks have some arms in the bullpen getting ready to stretch. You just can't get down too far. and dig yourself a hole that's impossible to climb out of. Strike called by home plate umpire Michael Gray. Correction on that. Thomas Glynn is on the bases. Michael Ames and Thomas worked our last weekend series here in Bend, so I just had the assumption that another guy named Michael was Michael Ames. A walk to Reese Kozar, and Kelowna has another base runner. Jabari Simon, Elks left-handed pitcher, starting to get loose in the bullpen. I'd imagine this leash is not much longer for Jackson Kendall. Jabari just doing his J-bands down there, getting the elbow going out of Everett Community College, now in the portal. Maybe Marcus Galvin buying some time with this mound visit for the new lefty, but also just trying to flick some confidence into Jackson Kendall. Got the water jug going now. I swear that was made popular because of Paul Skeens. He started doing the water jug and everybody said, he throws 100. He's the best pitcher in the league. I'm going to start doing that. No outs for Drew Frost. Take a fastball. I hope he has a brother named Jack. Oh, 1. Kozar on the move. Throw down a second on one hop. Gets away from Sanders. And a stolen base for Reese Kozar. Jackson Kendall looking to get into the zone and just forgetting about the runner. Got a good jump and an easy swipe from Kozar. His second stolen base of the summer. Lined where nobody is to Sisitko and left, who will field it there. Throw goes in on one hop to Braden Jones. This is getting ugly. Runners on the corners, nobody out, and Wes Harper's going to go out and chat with Kendall. And a couple times this year where Jackson has gotten hit around, but almost feels like Kelowna knows what's coming. They're all over it. With this mound visit, let's take a look around some other West Coast League scores. Victoria on top of Port Angeles, 3-0 in the top of the third. Portland's in Springfield this weekend, 1-1, bottom three there. Corvallis playing Edmonton amidst a long stretch of games without an off day. 3-1 lead for the Knights in the top of the third. Wenatchee and Nanaimo were tied at 0, top four. Yakima and Marion, the first edition of the West Coast League Game of the Week in Salem. 1-1 the score, top three. Bellingham beating Kamloops 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. And Ridgefield, number one team in the West Coast League South, up 1-0 on the Walla Walla Sweets. That number one team in the South coming to Bend to start next week, so make sure to get your tickets. Raptors and the Elks this summer play each other 9 times. So if the Raptors are legit, those games are going to mean a whole lot. And it all starts on Tuesday night. Xander Silken will hit. And he'll line a 1-0 into right center field. Coming in to score is Kozar. Going to third is Frost. 7-0 Falcons. And I'd guess that marks the end of the night for Jackson Kendall. Alan Cox is creeping out of the first base dugout. And does not go yet. So maybe Jabari Simon needs a bit more time. Cade Burnham. Take up and in tight. You never say never. A day after the Elks were resilient all the way into the ninth inning. 2 days after, they were down 10-2 at one point and ended up winning. But it's not pretty right now as Frost comes in to score on the RBI single, make it 8-0, and still no outs recorded in the third. Alan Cox is already almost all the way out of the first base dugout before the play's even over. And he's going to the bullpen. An outing to forget for the Elks Friday night starter in Jackson Kendall. 8 runs allowed in just 2 innings pitched. And still the 2 runners on base inherited. Jabari Simon coming in after this on Bend Elks YouTube. Eight to nothing Falcons here at Vince Genna Stadium on a Friday night. New pitcher into the ballgame for the Elks. It's the lefty Jabari Simon, who has only worked in non-league action out of Everett Community College. An inning and a third, no runs allowed, and 2 appearances in those spots. Silken on second, Burnham on first for Jacob Loving. Take up and in tight. 2 in the first for Kelowna, 3 in the second, and now 3 in the third. This offense has been mashing. Two 2-0. And at some point in the first of a 3-game series, the Elks are going to need one of their pitchers to eat some innings tonight. Whether it's Simon or somebody to follow. Got to put yourself in a position where the rest of the series isn't too messy. Chopped foul off the foot of Jacob Loving. Loving struck out his first time through from Palomar College, hometown of Murrieta, now in the transfer portal, just like so many of these players in the West Coast League. Ground the 2-1 to the third baseman, and Jones goes to the back for 1. The throw to first, double play. A 5-3 double play. And there's 2 outs in the third. I thought initially when Jones fielded that near the base that he maybe was going to think about the triple play. But just not enough time for that. Good job by Jabari Simon immediately. Now facing Nolan Eberwine. Jabari Simon with Everett was outstanding in 2026. A 1.76 ERA in just over 30 innings. Fires the 86-mile-per-hour fastball by Eberwine. 27 Ks to 20 walks, but just 9 hits allowed. Was teammates with Elks teammate Garrett Schmokel there, and now together again in Bend. Nolan Eberwine had the 2 RBI double in the second inning. The timely hitting for Kelowna with runners on base has been the difference so far. 2-1, big curveball, misses in at 71. Open base at first, but with the lefty up, Simon might want to come in, and does. Blows the fastball. That was a ball that Eberwine chased at the top of the zone, and it's a full count. Runner on second and Burnham. The payoff. Popped up foul and out of play. Nolan Eberwine with that gear resembling ketchup and mustard, but it's USC colors. Sends the University of Southern California. Just wrapped up his freshman year and clobbers that one to deep right field with backspin. Pupo's going back, looking up, it's off the top of the wall. Coming in to score is Cade Burnham. It's an RBI double, making it 9-0, and I think Nolan Eberwine thought that was a home run. In the full count, Simon just let one leak middle in. And if that came back, there's no obstruction. If it went over the fence, that would mean it is a long ball coming back into play. So an easy call of a double from base ump Thomas Glenn. Regardless, another extra base hit for Eberwine. And this game is slipping away from the Elks in the third. On Wednesday night, they were down 10-2 at one point, came all the way back at 1, but that's not a recipe you want to continue. Now 2-0 to Jacob Embleton. Bullpen is quiet for the Elks, looking for some innings out of Simon. That's line down the left field line and just foul. Fans are still into it. Just need some excitement, something to cheer on here. 2-1 with 2 outs. Grounded. Past the dive of Fudge into right field. Eberwine's coming in to score. It's 10-0. And the throw goes by the cutoff man, backed up by Jones. The second RBI of the night for Jacob Embleton. The Elks have just gotten punched in the mouth since this game started an hour ago. Matthew Pena will hit. Take low there, tonight's K-Man. Homered in the first inning that got this onslaught going on the offensive side of the ball. Grounded out his last time. Man, and missed at that one. 2-1. Hit .293 with 15 home runs at Cal State Northridge, 49 driven in. That got him the All Big West first team selection. Taps that foul to the Elks bat boy. And now you're getting into it if you're the crowd. Because what better formula is there to get a crowd back into a game than cheap beer? 2-2 with 2 outs. Miss is in. Dom's on a 4-game streak when it comes to picking the K-Man. In the balance here tonight. Embleton will be off with the pitch. Ball 4. The 9th batter of the inning, and Matthew Pena walks. And Kelowna is now batted all the way around. Everybody has gotten in on the action. Only hitter that hasn't reached base is the 9-hole batter, Jacob Lovett. And C.J. Griggs will hit with a couple of runners on base after his monster home run to start this frame. Take a fastball that's called the strike. He hit it in a land where you don't see a lot of balls fall. Deep center field through the batter's eye of trees. 402 feet it flew. Take down and away. Griggs from Hofstra University. Hometown of Baldwin Place, New York. Rounds that one sharply to Beck, who fields it at first. And that will end the inning. 10 batters come to the plate, though, for Kelowna. They have 10 runs on 10 hits. An offensive masterpiece thus far at Genna. Elks need an answer when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. These Kelowna Falcons just continue to mash. 10-0 the score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here on Bend Elks YouTube. home run after home run. The Elks have 3 homers in total all season, and the Falcons have 2 tonight. It started with the mammoth shot by Matthew Pena, and then later C.J. Griggs to deep center field. Will Cahill ran out of room and just looked up, and it was gone. Braden Jones will start off the bottom of the 3rd. This scorecard is quite lopsided, just like the score, 10-0. This is Jones's first at bat, and everybody in the Kelowna order has at least hit 2 times. A couple have hit 3. 2 in the first for Kelowna, 3 in the second, 5 in the 3rd. As Jones strikes out on 3 pitches. Jordan Green, who's been a dominant starter for the Falcons, just sat for a long half inning watching his team plate 5. But immediately doesn't skip a beat. Here's Eli Pupo with 1 gone. He'll line one. Into left field, coming in on a slide is Drew Frost to make the 2nd out. So 2 gone for Dimitri Sisidko. Jordan Green has also been ultra efficient. Just 34 pitches and now 10 runs of run support. He has no excuse to walk any batter. Top of the order with Dimitri Sisidko. Square to bunt. Pull back and take. Sisidko has been a monster. An OPS over 1,000. Committed to Coppin State after last year at Saddleback. And now is an everyday dude in the lineup. Pulls back and takes. You see Green still that 0 ERA, 11 Ks on the season. In tonight's game has 1, and it was Braden Jones, who just got caught looking to start this frame. 2-0 with 2 outs to Sisidko amidst a 3-game hitting streak. Take down and away, and I'd guess if he keeps up this hot streak, there's a chance that hitting streak could keep ticking up and up. He's definitely going to start playing at a frequent rate. Currently amongst qualified hitters, according to the West Coast League site, 2nd in batting average. And that was entering the game tonight. He already has a hit. See Vinny the Elk asking for some hugs or a picture. Maybe wondering where his hug is at. As Sisidko, man, that was off the plate. Sisidko is ready to walk down to first, but it's called a strike. Not a strike. And the fans below us letting Michael Gray hear it. Ball 4. All is well. First walk for Jordan Green, and it comes with a 10-run lead in the 3rd inning. Losing Dimitri Sisidko. Bringing up Will Cahill. Cahill takes. Just looking to string together some base runners are these Elks. Cahill takes in tight. Sidco, a frequent base stealer, but in a spot down 10, you're really just looking to go station to station. Now, time is called by the Kelowna Falcons. This is pitching coach Josh Towers, accompanied by Green and Griggs, pitcher and catcher. Probably is going something like this. Why are we throwing balls up 10? Pound the zone. And shares a quick chat with Johnny Kemp, the Elks third base coach. Kemp at third, David Diaz at first. Diaz, the first base coach for home games and on the road. Players usually. Cahill will take. Crazy weekend for Will Cahill when it came to not tagging up. Being appalled by that decision. And then ultimately featuring a game where the Elks came all the way back. Cahill in that one reached base 3 times, had a huge RBI walk in the 9th. It kept the line moving. That one on the ground. Burnham at second, the throw to first will end the inning. Just the 2-out walk to Dimitri Sisidko, but nothing more. Kelowna leads it 10-0, headed to the 4th. Top of the 4th inning. The heavy clouds overhead, but no rain. First pitch fastball to Reese Kozar, misses away. Falcons have dominated with their offense, and Jordan Green, their starter, has been in cruise control. Bari Simon in his first full inning of work here after coming in relief for Jackson Kendall. Simon just looking to eat innings and limit the damage. You know, if you're looking for positives, if you're going to be down 10-0 at any point of the game, you want it to be early so you have time to crawl on back. Simon now with a 3.86 ERA after a couple runs allowed. As the 2-1 is skied to deep right center field, but Eli Pupo's there for the first out. So one gone for Drew Frost. And chatted about it earlier a bit, but pretty cool. Greg Zahn, 1997 World Series champion, journeyman big leaguer who was all over the place, had 878 career hits, is the manager for the Kelowna Falcons, as that one missed behind Drew Frost. Zahn also did some TV work in Canada, a prominent figure there. And had some really good seasons with the Blue Jays too. You can look to the 2006 year where had an OPS of 825 in his age 35 season. Still looks like he can play right now. Go put him on a field, see what happens. Had a funny story with him. He was asking me pregame, can I get some coffee? I said, no problem, of course. He said, I'll tell you what, Aiden, anything, caffeine or protein, I won't say no to. He even joked that if he had a chicken tender with the coffee, he'd dip it in the coffee. Eat them both at the same time. He looks like he is protein. Greg Zahn is protein. Two, one, big swing and a miss. But a super kind soul who made an impact to a lot of people in Canada. Went to St. Francis High School, a 17th round pick to the Baltimore Orioles, and then bounced around the bigs. 3-2 to Drew Frost, who's reached both times, once on an error and once on a single. Ball four. Another walk for this Elk staff. Xander Silkin will hit with one gone and take low. If you're curious, this obviously isn't a common matchup, Kelowna and Bend. Falcons from the north, Elks from the south, some interleague action this weekend. And the last time these two foes battled it out was in 2019. 1-0 misses well high and away and allows for Drew Frost to move up to second. Elks last year played the Bellingham Bells. As you see the fastball, just no chance for Marcus Galvin set up inside to reach across his body on the high backhander and catch that. 2-0 to Xander Silkin, will miss in tight. Had an RBI single his last time through. But this interleague action, the ability to see different parts of the West Coast League is really cool, and the Elks will make their own trip to Canada in July. Another walk, this one on 4 pitches, and back-to-back free passes. Looks like Jabari Simon's Everett teammate and Garrett Schmokel is starting to toss. He'll likely be next, as he's the only guy that's getting loose. Now it's Cade Burnham. Fastball called to strike. When you think about this contextually too, and set off the top that Kelowna got here later afternoon today. They left Kelowna at 1 a.m. To come ready to play after that long of a travel day is quite impressive. Elks got in last night. just after 3 a.m. after the trip to Yakima. But have not carried that momentum over it all so far tonight. 1-1 is crushed. Hit really well. Sasidko's going back. Looking up. It's off the top of the wall. Frost is going to come in to score. Stopping at second is Silken. It's an RBI double as it stands, but Greg Zahn thinks it's a home run. His time is now called between Thomas Glynn and Michael Gray. Not going to mark anything in my scorebook until they make the official call. It was awfully close. It's either off the tippy top of the wall or it's a home run off the fencing beyond it. Pierce will be able to slow this down for us. So Sasidko goes back on it. Looks up, and that's a home run. That is above the yellow line on our replay. It should be a home run. We'll see if the umps agree. And that's a break for the Elks. I'm telling you, probably 3 to 5 feet over. Instead, it's a double. And Greg Zahn is going to chat with Glenn. I mean, you can watch the replay yourselves. That is a home run, and it just came back into the field of play. By the way, Dmitry Sasidko almost gave up on that ball after it hit the fencing. Sasidko also knew it was a home run. It's 11-0. Cade Burnham's second run batted in of the night. He picks up a double. And there's runners on second and third with one out. Jacob Lovin, the only Kelowna Falcon that has not gotten in on the action tonight, digs in. Kelowna 3-3 away from home, 4-5 at home. Elks are 4-2 at their place. 2-7 on the road, but man, this Falcons team, they're boosting themselves in every offensive stat. One with one out to Lovin. On third is Silken, on second is Burnham. They both should have scored on the home run, but the umpires missed it. Hyman misses down. So far this season for Kelowna, the most they've scored in a game is 13 runs. That was against Bellingham on June the 31st. Chopped to Sanders at short. He has to hurry with the speedy Lovin and just got him by half a step. Coming in to score is Silken. It's 12-0, and they're already approaching that total. Sanders, that was all arm, and I don't know. See it again. The umps missed another one. Lovin beat that out at first. As the first pitch is hit well, deep into right field, Pupo leaps up and caught it. A nice play by Eli Pupo, the Redmond product, to end the frame, but not after. Two more in for Kelowna. They have scored at least 2 runs in every frame. Quite lopsided so far. Elks need to get something going. Bottom 4 after this. 12-0 Kelowna on top. But in better news, Paraguay strikes first against Turkey. U.S. won earlier today. I'm talking World Cup if you're not following. U.S. beat Australia earlier, 2-0. If Paraguay wins or draws tonight, from what I understand, Team USA wins their group. They're already on to the knockout rounds, but winning the group does a lot for you. More favorable draw, get to rest your guys. Watch that Paraguay match, and they score a minute and 30 seconds in. Ready to go from the jump, just like the Falcons. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 5 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. They have been dominating the Elks pitching. Middle of the order for the Elks coming up here, though, with Cam Beck. And still going is Jordan Green. Another long sit for him. Beck chops the first pitch into the ground to Lovin. His throw's offline. An E6. Gives the Elks a base runner. You take it. You take any miscue you can get when you're down by as many as the Elks are. And frankly, Matthew Pena had no chance. First error of the night for Kelowna. Both the Elks and the Falcons have one apiece. Hitters Marcus Galvin will line a ball into left center field. Trailing away from Frost, it gets down. Hitting second and heading to third is Beck. He'll round third and head home. The throw goes into the cutoff man and Levin. It's an RBI double. And the Elks are on the board. A crowd pop from this Genna faithful that has been waiting to get things going. Galvin splits the left center field gap. And watch the big boy run. Get on the move, Beck. He scored. The oh so steady Marcus Galvin. Now Jace Miller. Take a breaking ball that misses down and away. For Galvin, his fourth run batted in, and if you believe it, his first double. Quick time called from Green and Griggs. Galvin's going to be highly touted in this transfer portal just because of what he can do with the glove. And then you see the steady bat, always working deep into counts and making the pitcher work hard. 1-0 to Miller, misses down and away. Rounded out his first time to Burnham. Still waiting for Jace to get going all the way to the back of that batter's box. Looking to see it deep. And the whole right side of the infield is vacated. He hits it that way. But in the air, Embleton goes back and catches it. Galvin wasn't tagging. 1 out. Isaiah Fudge gets to hit with the runner in scoring position. Those numbers still down for the D2 All-American out of Quincy, now committed to Tampa. But it's there. That pure talent knocking on the door. Take up and away on a ball. Fudge grounded out to Green, the pitcher, his first time on that high chopper that Green had to field off the mound. Burnham, the second baseman, overshifting for the lefty. Fudge pops up the 1-0. Foul territory, giving chase, Silken and Lovin. Frost also in the mix, but ball's foul. And a race. Who's going to get there? As long as a kid gets a ball, it's a good thing. And he's stoked. Fired up, a souvenir taken home. Where does that go on the shelf is my question. Top row. I mean, it is a Bend Elks baseball. And if I was that kid, what I would do is I would stick around and then get the autograph of Isaiah Fudge. Fudge skies that one to left field. Frost has a bead on it. Will reach up and catch it. Galvin back to second. 2 gone. Troy Sanders with 2 outs. Takes a fastball low. Galvin and Sanders, former teammates at GCU. And Sanders looking to knock in Galvin. Something they've likely done many times before. Take up, snap throw down a second as Galvin was getting off. But he's able to hustle back. Sanders from Tucson, Arizona. Had a monster 2025 campaign, but in 2026 with GCU, just hit 208. Take the 2-0 down the heart of the plate for a strike. And his father, Anthony, had a cup of coffee in the bigs, but it was 13 games for the Blue Jays and the Mariners. And he also has a brother that plays baseball at Southern University. Take a heater that's called a strike on the outside corner. Anything that looks maybe even a tad outside is going to warrant some groans from the Elks faithful. Been frustrated with Michael Gray so far tonight, they've been. 2-2, lined into left and down. Galvin's going to get the stop sign at third. Frost throw goes into Silken. Good barrel by Sanders to keep the line moving. A mistake in a 2-strike count, and Sanders jumped on it. That was a great throw by Frost into the cutoff man. And forced Galvin to hold. Now Braden Jones check his swing and take a strike. Jonesy in there quite a bit for Alan Cox's group. A lot of it has to do with his defense. Top that foul. And the transfer portal from Tacoma Community College. And in that 15-run offensive output for the Elks on Wednesday night. 2 runs batted in, reached base 3 times. It's quite productive. Takes in tight there. Pupo on deck in the top of the order. 12-1 Kelowna. Elks just looking to scratch a few back. Lined, foul. Galvin on third and Sanders on first. Jordan Green's pitch count for the first time tonight starting to creep up a bit. Now it's 62. Throw over to check on Sanders. He gets picked off. A hefty lead and was caught leaning. An easy call for base umpire Thomas Glynn to end the fourth. Twelve to 1. Kelowna on top as we roll on to the fifth.
Leading off the top of the
Matthew
fifth for
Pena
Kelowna.
had the big
Right
two-run
fielder,
blast
number
in the
10,
first inning.
Jacob Embleton.
All the angles of that majestic shot as Pupo just gave it a look. And later, find out one more angle of the Pena homer. CJ Griggs hit a ball long gone to center. Over 400 feet. I mean, that was just smoked. And then the one that should have been a homer, deep to left field. So Sidko went back on it. It hit the fence, above the fence, which means over that yellow line, it's a round tripper. He did not call it, but Kelowna still pushed across two in that last frame. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks for joining us on this muggy Friday night. Feels like we're in Florida or something. 0-2. Popped up. Beck makes the catch near the line.
Now batting for
And the
Kelowna.
new pitcher into the game for the Elks is Carter Hess.
It's the
from
K-Man,
LaPine,
Matthew
Oregon,
Pena.
goes or went
Elks fans, you
to
know
Summit
what
High
happens
School
if he strikes out.
and
You
at Mount
get
Hood
draft
Community
domestic
College.
beers half off for 10 minutes.
That whole baseball life practically for Carter Hess here in the state of Oregon, and 9 ERA for him in 5 innings. First pitch to the beer batter, Matthew Pena's popped up. Shallow left field, so Sidko's coming in. 2 outs.
Now batting for the Falcons, catcher number 36, C.J. Griggs.
Great job by Carter Hess getting in the zone as soon as he enters the game. C.J. Griggs had the mammoth shot into the batter's eye. Take low, and it bobbled out of the glove of Marcus Galvin and made the home plate umpire and Michael Gray flinch a tad too. That's a two-way guy that can pitch and hit. Half-hearted attempt, absolutely went around, no appeal needed. See it there, absolutely went around. With some offensive statistics for Kelowna being in the middle of the pack, one thing they've done really well is hit the long ball. As the 1-1 is popped up. The Sanders at short. 1-2-3 inning for Carter Hess. Elks seeking to harness that when we come back. New arm into the game for the Kelowna Falcons. It's the right-hander Madden MacArthur in this 12-1 Kelowna lead. Hayden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks for joining us. The 6'5", 220-pound righty from Redondo Beach, California, attends Hofstra University. And after Troy Sanders was picked off during the Elks' last at-bat, Braden Jones will stay at the dish. MacArthur just an inning and a third with Kelowna so far. Chopped foul to David Diaz, infield coach for the Elks. And I expect with an infield coach, if you're the first base coach, you get a Sunday hop, you're making that play. And Diaz made it look easy. 2 Ks and no walks in that limited time for MacArthur. As Jones skies a ball on the 0-1 to left, Frost makes the catch. bringing up Eli Pupo. Pupo's one of the more fun players you're going to watch when it comes to going the extra mile, swiping that extra bag, and making the hustle play. Does a little bit of everything and really is a spark plug who jumps on the first pitch and hits it just foul down the left field line. A battle for it. Two brothers, I'd guess. All right, grab it. And now we're hogging it. No more action, big bro. This is mine now. And then Dad is just scrolling the phone thinking, will this game end? Oh, one fouled away. Maybe Mom is out tonight. He's got the boys. Said, how does a Bend Elks baseball game sound? Oh, just don't throw it into the field of play. 0-2 to Pupo. Time is called. That's the one thing that's so frustrating when it comes to a foul ball in a game, like a big league game, when they throw it back on the field and then the dad is just irate. He can't believe it. Oh, now we've got tears? Oh, no. Let's not do that. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. Got him swinging. We got to watch out down there. That is not what should be going on at a baseball game. Now it's Dmitry Sasidko. Take up and in. Owen, or 1-1. Still a little rattled from that. Apologies. Sitko's reached twice, a single and a walk. We were just commenting on the fun. I didn't expect violence. My goodness. All right, back to the game. Maybe the Elks could channel some of their own infliction of damage on Kelowna. That pitch was quite far outside. And now we're getting autographs, so all is well. Oh, man. 2-2 fouled away. The Sidco stays alive. Jones and Pupo were both retired. A hustle for that ball. Can't get there. But Dmitry Sasidko, the on-base machine. Let's hope this means being civilized after this. Always love when these players take some extra time to sign some autographs. 2-2 grounded softly. To Silken. A 1-2-3 fifth. A lot going on at Genna. 12-1. We'll be back. Sixth inning here at Genna. Game 1 of 3 between the Falcons and the Elks. It's been all Kelowna. Up 11. Carter Hess in for his second inning of work. Fastball called the strike. Hess's second year with these Elks. Last year spent a lot of time with the Bend Bucks. Ozar, foul. He hit that ball 102 off the bat, but just pulled it. One of my fondest memories when it comes to Carter is the Elks had a day off last year, and I just decided to broadcast the Bend Bucks game for fun. Didn't usually have a broadcaster, and all of these kids deserve to have their stories told, but Carter in that game pitched and hit. 2 home runs he hit, punched out 10 on the mound. Like an unbelievable game at any level of baseball. That's unreal. And he did it at the Bucks level. Ozar, a charge into a ball, deep to left center field, off the base of the wall. A stand-up double for Reese Kozar, and another extra base hit for Kelowna. That is their 6th extra base hit of the night. And after Kozar hit the previous pitch, well, foul but hard, there was no doubt about that one. Here's Drew Jones as the sun is starting to peek out in left center field. Been cloudy all game, but making for a gorgeous night. And I will say, we're not all the way down yet from the sun where you can tell what kind of sunset is coming. Big clouds usually equals beautiful sunset, especially in Bend. So, Stick around for that. I would guess 8th inning, we have something picturesque. A painted level sunset. See those fans beyond home plate affected by it. The sun in the eyes of the batter and Drew Frost. Now 1-2. Frost has reached in all 3 plate appearances. An error, a single, and a walk. If you were looking to suntan at 8:30 p.m. on a Friday, here you go. Peak UV. 2-2 to Frost. From Grossmont College. This last year had a monster season. 354 average. Slugged .600. Popped 8 homers. 36 driven in. It's that one pretty well to right center field. Cahill has to go a long way and makes the catch there. Tagging at second and heading to third is Kozar. I mean, the bats for Kelowna, everything they hit feels like a barrel. Cahill, who had some defensive struggles in center field in the last home game for the Elks against the Corvallis Knights. Looking comfortable tonight. Xander Silkin will take up and in tight. Infield stays back. With this 11-run deficit already, Elks just looking for outs. As the 1-0 is grounded right back up to middle. Ozar scores 13-1. The second RBI of the night for Xander Silkin. Another barrel, 97 off the bat. Burnham takes up. So this is the Elks' 7th game at home in league play. Kelowna's only been here for tonight. We're in the 6th inning. The Falcons and the Elks have the same number of home runs at Genna Stadium in 2026. 1-1. They're now tied with their season total and record for runs in a game at 13. They put up 13 against Bellingham earlier this summer. And still looking for more. That curveball's hit deep. To left field, so Sidko goes back and makes the catch. Retreating to first is Silkin. There's 2 outs. Bringing up Jacob Lovin. I'm a fan of Jacob Lovin's socks tonight. Are those fireworks maybe? I don't know. Offers at the first pitch. Cahill and Sidko giving chase. And a good play by Will Cahill. Deep in the left center field alleyway to end the inning. What are those? Apparently they say Falcons on the back, so maybe baseball seams? Whatever they are, they're decorative, and I like them. Oh, come back in the frame. All right, bottom 6, 13-1 Falcons on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Bottom of the 6th inning. You see the sunshine coming through on the monitor right in my face. Falcons on top by 12. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. First time rocking a hat this year. These are the new white home hats. If you haven't got them, go to the team shop. We've got so much new merch. It's absolutely incredible. As Cahill pops up the first pitch he sees, he's Silken at third. And it's already starting, Pierce. I'm telling you, 8th inning, this is going to be a legendary one. I feel it. But speaking on the merch, so you got the gold, the white. It's like a 3-tone. I love it. Got the USA, Team USA, of course. But there's new merch in the shop, too. Antler up. Beautiful. It was a phrase that we coined last year. Shout out Sean Collins, who does all of our stats and our TrackMan. And now they're on hats. So Antler up on hats. Multi-purpose. You can wear them to golf. You can wear them to a game. You got snapbacks. You got fitteds. Go to our team shop. Come to a game, of course, at Genna. Soak it all in. But if you're already here, might as well get some merch. It's all about it. Just stunning. There's not many better backdrops in all of baseball. And yes, generally a stadium doesn't face west, and you don't get the sun beaming into your eyes. But I think, too, there's pros to it, because then you get glorious evenings. 2-1 for Beck is popped foul and out of play. You wouldn't have the opportunity to get the Sisters Mountains in the distance, the heavy clouds, the gorgeous sun. Bend known for its nature, and it delivers every day out. Beck's reached twice, reached last time on an error. More work for Silken. 2 outs. Marcus Galvin steps up from the left side. In case you were curious, no run rule in West Coast League play. Sometimes we have it when it comes to the non-league games, Rosebuds, Gherkins coming to town, something or other, but for these league games, you play it all the way through. This is still MacArthur pitching, by the way. Righty out of Hofstra, who in 2026 worked 25 1/3 with the Pride. 5.33 ERA. Galvin doubled his last time. He's the lone extra base hit tonight for the Elks. And also those socks that I commented on. Matt and MacArthur represented. 2-0's grounded softly. Pena grabs it, touches first. Another 1-2-3 inning. The Elks' last hit came in the 4th. We're going to the 7th. 13-1 Falcons.
All right, Elks fans, it's time for some trivia. I'm going to stop right here. All right, what's your name? Jesse is going to do some Canada-themed trivia because we are playing a team from Canada tonight. Are you Canadian? Oh, okay. All right. True or false? Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined.
True.
That is true. True or false? Basketball was invented in Canada.
False.
It's true. There's still time. Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada.
Yes, true.
That is true. Canada. All right. Canada shares land borders with 3 different countries.
True.
False. Just the USA. Yeah, America. Canada has 5 time zones. True or false?
True.
It's false. Unfortunately, it has 6 time zones. But you know what, Jess? We're going to give you candy anyway for competing in Canada Trivia. Give it up for Jess, everybody.
All right, 7th inning, Elks trailing 13-1 to the Kelowna Falcons. Back here in the broadcast booth, Aiden O'Neill, thanks for joining us. 2 more games of this series. We finish this one up tonight, then Saturday, 6:35. Sunday, 5:05, that rare Sunday start. Primetime, Sunday Night Baseball. Get your tickets, come to Genna, then a day off Monday, and then the midweek series against the Ridgefield Raptors. Best team in the West Coast League South. It's a big stretch for these Elks. Trying to harness some momentum after beating Yakima 2 out of 3, but so far tonight they've faltered. Kelowna has come to play, and their bats have been wide awake from the jump. Carter Hess still going. Changeup misses down. This is the top of the order. Eberwine, Embleton, and Pena. That's just 23 pitches. The big clouds forming a cotton candy sky as the night rolls on. That fastball misses up. Nolan Eberwine out of USC has had a monster night. 3 runs batted in, 2 doubles, and a single. USC team that made it all the way to the Super Regional. Knocked on the door of Omaha before they were outed by North Carolina. Leadoff walk for Carter Hess to Eberwine. Now the 7th gets started. Just perfect. Looks like Caden Profosky is jogging down to first, and he's going to become the first base coach mid-inning. Does coach need a bathroom break? Got the socks. That's a weird one. Yes, sometimes players will coach first, but mid-inning is funky. Embleton was out in front. "13 runs on 13 hits for the Kelowna Falcons. The Elks haven't really gifted them a lot. It's been primarily a barrel party. Everything the Elks have thrown, Kelowna's been all over. First of 3 series the Elks have against a Northern team. Snap throw down to first. Easily back is Eberwine. Eberwine, no stolen base attempts. Aside from in the first, when he swiped a base. 2-1 pitch. Hit to right field where Eli Pupo resides. 1 out. Bringing up Matt. Mania cuts on and misses, 0-1. He had the big homer the 2-run blast to deep right field. 3-4 hole, another base hit. Moving up to second is Nolan Eberwine, and there's 2 runners on base. CJ Griggs will hit. Carter Hess just looking for a ground ball to find himself out of this inning. Home run earlier. We'll take high there. Still the crowd sticking around, and I think that the sunset enough is enough to stay and observe. I'd guess probably about half the crowd that we had to start this one. Huge foul just beyond home plate, 1-1. Usually we get the race between the bad boys, but this time it is uncontested by Mr. Bend Elks side. So Mookie Betts is in the bullpen. Ha! 0-1. Calling balls and strikes for the bullpen pitcher. Lined into right, another base hit. Eberwine freezed. Everyone will move up a base. That was 105 off the bat from Griggs. I mean, what's going through your head? You're warming up as a pitcher. Is man, oh man, just look at it. But you're warming up as a pitcher, and you've got this kid calling balls and strikes. Are you showing up the fake ump? That's terrible. 0-1. I don't know if being an umpire is the most desirable position in 2026. ABS coming to Major League Baseball. But this kid, he might have a future in it. Got the popsicle, the glove. Heck yeah. Night at the yard. Slider misses up and away. Good to see Mookie Betts, though, taking in some West Coast League baseball. Busy time of the year for Mookie, but still found his way to Bend, Oregon. Jacob Embleton takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. Apologies, this is Reese Kozar. Embleton flew out earlier this inning. It's Eberwine on third, Pena on second, Griggs on first, with 1 out in this 7th frame. It foul and out of play. Once we get to about, I'd say 9:15, another 20-ish minutes, this could be one of the best sunsets of the year. Tonight on June 19th. Two and two. Reese Kozar from Amherstburg, Ontario. And in 2026, he was at Niagara, of course. Was a part of the All-MAAC team. Hit .333, 6 homers, 41 driven in. And Greg Zahna's accumulated a lot of these lower tier, maybe not power 4 guys that are really, really talented. Big pitch coming up. I understand it's 13-1. You wonder how much worse can it get, but you got to get out of this frame eventually. Hess has nowhere to put Reese Kozar. And he walked him. Coming in to score is Eberwine, 14-1. Garrett Schmokel was getting loose early, so I don't know if he's in the cards for pitching later tonight. Bases still loaded for Drew Frost. Oh, 1. Michael Fitzgerald, the lefty, is stretching out, but nobody actively throwing. Oh, 2. A gift on the outer third from Michael Gray. Fouled right back. For Drew Frost, it's easy to spot him. I'm wondering what inspired the neon orange cleats. Those are fresh, though. Jordan Legard. Earlier on, I mentioned how he played at Grossmont College. Their colors are green, white, and black. So not orange. Got him looking. Good pitch by Carter Hess. His first strikeout. 2 outs in the 7th. There's a tough decision I'm dealing with right now. And it's, when do you take the sunset picture? Because you guess that it's going to get better as the night goes on, but you don't want to miss the best moment. It's a tough dilemma. Right now, it's quite good. I mean, really good. But I'm feeling another 10 to 15 minutes. You see the butte in the backdrop there. Gorgeous. But this sky is going to get even more colorful as the time goes on. Xander Silkin pops up the 1-0 out of play. Pena's on third, Griggs is on second, Kozar is on first. Xander Silkin's already driven in 2 tonight. Doubling up his previous RBI total entering the game. But he'll take a strike there, 1-2. Those numbers, sky high. Two and 2. Carter Hess up to 50 pitches. When the Elks were looking for a guy to get them some outs, to eat frames, Carter Hess at least is answer that call if you're looking for some positive from tonight. 2-2 with 2 outs. Popped up beyond Cameron Beck and far enough away where he can't get there. Good chase by the Oregon State product and Beck. Infield all the way back, as you see there. He's playing the easiest base. Got him. Got to land the inning. Hess punches out the last 2 batters he faces in the 7th. Stretch time at Genna on a gorgeous Friday night from one of the most beautiful cities in the country.
take me out to the ball game. Bend Elks. Let me hear ya. Old ball game. Oh, let's get some runs.
I mean, what else is there to say? This sunset speaks for itself. Chase Miller steps in. Lighting up the entire dusk sky on Friday, June 19th. Now a national holiday, Juneteenth. Miller fouls it away. The new pitcher in is Jackson Bell. Righty, incoming sophomore. Jackson Bell, a 9.53 ERA and 5 2/3. 5 Ks to 5 walks. Jace Miller's 0 for 2. Got him swinging. Cool thing tonight, another very cool thing, is our general manager Michael Herco got that old school retro style board going, and I love it. It'll flash different stuff throughout the game as Fudge swings through the first pitch he sees. Right now, let's go Elks. Look at that. I was told you can only put GIFs or GIFs, however you pronounce it, into the scoreboard for it to work. There's two sides of the equation, right? Like, yeah, another video board would be cool if it was big, but this speaks to the old school nature of Vince Genna Stadium. It's perfect for it. Fudge is 0 for 2. Take a curveball for a strike. The best of the year so far, and that's for sure. Soft ground ball to Burnham, who makes the play. 2 outs in the 7th. So my decision when it comes to when was I going to take a picture, why not just take one every 10 minutes? Then you know for sure you'll get a good one. Sanders pops that one foul. I mean, even on the pick, though, like Pierce can show me, it doesn't do it justice. I mean, this looks cool, trust me. But being here, sitting up here in the press box, is different. The way the sun is beaming off the clouds, creating a red pigment that is gorgeous and changes from that to orange with some gray mixed in. That was started by those heavy clouds. Oh, 2 with 2 outs to Troy Sanders. Curveball misses high. Sanders is 1 for 2. This Elks offense, despite Kelowna having 15 hits, Elks just have 4. Jackson Bell fires in a curveball that missed away. Everybody thought it was strike 3, but it was off the plate. Home plate umpire did kind of flinch a little bit, like, maybe. Jackson Bell, the righty from Utah Tech. Another ground ball. Tougher play for Burnham, but still an easy one. The Elks offense has been awfully quiet. No hits since the 4th. But Kelowna, their offense came in bunches early, and it's been enough. Maintaining this lead. Soak in this sunset, though, because the pure beauty of nature, especially in Central Oregon, is special. Top of the 8th inning. Elks trail 14-1. Kelowna has controlled this game from start to finish, and the Elks now with a new pitcher on the mound in Michael Fitzgerald, the lefty out of Western Oregon. Face Burnham, Lovin, and Eberwine. 8-9-1. Fitzgerald, a 3.38 ERA and 2 2/3. Curveball's bounded to Jones. Deep play at third, but shows off the arm. Throws it to the newly entered Deuce Sims over there at first. Appears that that's the only change. Get Sims an at-bat, hopefully in the 8th or 9th inning. Jacob Lovin will hit. Oh, it's called a strike at the base of the zone. I've got some good news. Tomorrow night is the drone show. The first ever drone show here at Genna Stadium. I am so excited to see this. The fireworks show on July 3rd every year is spectacular. Oh, one misses down and in. But is swung on and missed down and in. 0-2. But the drone show is something that's unique. It's something we haven't seen before. And if you can't make it to the yard, we will be showing it on the YouTube stream. It is going to be a fun night, and without all of our new beautiful cameras, thanks to the GOAT, Pierce Gordon, able to do something like that. Now for July 3rd, the fireworks show, something similar. The best fireworks show I've seen a couple. Genna Stadium takes the cake. These people in Bend, Central Oregon, incredible at it. Now, the one thing I was told when it comes to that fireworks show is you get shrapnel on your face because of how close you are relative to where they're being shot off. That didn't happen to me. I sat front row. But the idea of it means that I am getting the most intimate experience with the fireworks. Tonight's attendance, 1,224. Great night here in Bend. Fun month coming up. A lot of home games. Elks have this weekend against Kelowna, then next week against Ridgefield, then a ride to Portland to take on the Pickles for the weekend. And then mixed in throughout the next month, a lot of games at Genna. Fitzgerald gets Lovin swinging his first strikeout of the night. So I was a little off. I think the peak of this sunset was probably about 9 o'clock. Starting to dissipate a tad, but still beautiful. And a pinch hitter for Kelowna looks like Ty Peters, the outfielder. Peters batting $154. 13 at-bats with Kelowna. We'll take up and in tight. So Peters in for Eberwine, who ends with a great night in the leadoff spot. 3 hits, reached on a walk. 4 plate appearances where he found himself at least on first. Curveball at 69 is just a bit up. Curveball down and away. Ty Peters, an incoming sophomore. Well ahead here, 3-0. Looks like we'll also have pinch hitter on deck. That's called a strike at the top of the zone. After an up and down year for Fitzgerald at Western Oregon, looking to dial it in here in Bend. From Beaverton, and previously was at Mount Hood Community College, same place that Carter Hess calls home. Perfect pitch on the 3-1. Count runs full. So from 3-0 to 3-2. Fitzgerald seeking a clean inning. Just 5 innings he threw with Western Oregon, a 14.4 ERA though. But did punch out 8. Payoff. Fouled away. The silhouette that this sunset is creating on the trees backing up Vince Genna Stadium is creating its own sort of masterpiece beyond just the sunset. Ball 4. So Ty Peters reaches. And now another pinch hitter coming up, the man that was playing first base coach for a little bit, Caden Prasovsky. Looks like these socks that I commented on earlier might just be team socks. Well, that's a good choice, Coach Zahn. I like him. Curveball trails down and away. Prasovsky just 14 at-bats, batting 143. Has himself 2 runs batted in as well. Two and 0. .510, 180-pounder. Saskatoon. Lined. Fudge picks it on one hop. And the flip to second to end the inning. A beautiful play by Fudge. With the flip. Bottom 8 after this on Bend Elks YouTube. (14-1). Kelowna on top, 15 hits for the Falcons. Jackson Bell still out there for his second inning of work. It's now or never if you're the Elks. and I always say this, I am a broken record, literally. As Bell fires in the first pitch, Jones lines it into right for a base hit. But right before Jones got that knock, I was going to say, it goes a long way to build some momentum the night before, even if it's not coming all the way back. Yes, the Elks are down by 13. That might be too far-fetched. It'd be a miracle, frankly. But you get some hits, and the offense gets its swagger back. Then you come into tomorrow on Saturday with a whole new mojo. This is Eli Pupo. Take up and away. I think what's the most jarring stat, and I know 14-1 is pretty eye-opening in itself, but Kelowna, every one of their batters has hit 5 times as Jones just takes off. They're going to still throw it down a second. Not in time. CJ Griggs can't believe it. He thought he got Jones. Put his hands on his head behind home plate. Two and 0 to Eli Pupo. Big swing and a miss. Pupo, known for being that spark plug, lined out and then punched out. But let me get back to my point. The most jarring stat, every batter in the Kelowna lineup has 5 ABs, okay? This is Eli Pupo's third at bat in the 8th inning. Bell comes set. Fires the 2-2. It's a perfect 12-6 curveball and freezes Eli Pupo. Get to see Dmitry Sasidko hit one more time. Singled, walk, grounded out. Sasidko committed to Coppin State. Big play in last night's game. Dmitry Sasidko was our bull of the game. He hit a ball so high into the air in the dusk in the 9th inning that it got lost by the outfielders Godoy and O'Neill for Yakima. And he kept on running. Isaiah Fudge, who was the base runner already on, got thrown out at third. But Sasidko moved up to second with his aggression. Then there was a wild pitch, went from second to third, and then another wild pitch through the 5-hole of Obvel Ramos, the catcher for Yakima. And he ended up scoring. That might go down as a passed ball. Jones up to third. And these fans behind home plate, they're still wearing out CJ Griggs despite the score. Back to Dmitry, though. He scored, bull of the game, because of his base running. But what has really defined him as a player has been all of the little things that he does. The base running, the defense. He made a big play late in the game yesterday on a hit by Jacob Almeida, or Derek Almeida. That was in the 8th inning, and he prevented extra base hits and left. He cut it off before it went to the wall, held him to a single. Then that inning, Yakima ended up not scoring. I felt like that play perfectly encapsulated what we've gotten out of Dmitry. And then you also get these long at-bats competes till the very end. You wouldn't be able to tell by how hard he's working that the score is 14-1. Bell's payoff. Ball 4. Dmitry Sasidko, for the 3rd time tonight, has reached base safely. 2nd time he's walked. All right. Look at that girl behind home plate. Trying to distract Bell. I like it. I like the effort. Why not? Go crazy and see if Bell's pitches can go wayward. Will Cahill swing and miss at the first pitch he sees. It's almost like the curtain of distraction at Arizona State. Now that's for basketball. In baseball, the mascots usually do the trick. Most notably, the Philly Fanatic. Camp behind home plate, stick out his belly, shake it a bit, distract the pitcher. Now, I'm biased, I'm a Giants fan, but Lucille does a good job at that too, as Will Cahill was hit. Michael Gray didn't call it at first, but based on Will Cahill's reaction, he says, hit by pitch, and they're loaded. Yeah, it absolutely did hit off of Will Cahill's front toe by the deflection that it took. Deuce Sims, who came in defensively for Cam Beck, now gets to hit with the bases loaded. A guy with as much power as anybody. 167 average on the season. No home runs, and there couldn't be a better time to pop one. A guy that works as hard as anybody. Committed to Midway for next season. Was up and down as a Bend Elk and a Bend Buck last year. On the roster for good in 2026. Big swing and a miss. Always a tough spot to be in when you're working so hard in practice, limited at-bats. Trying to capitalize on his opportunities. He'll take a strike on the 0-1. Jones at 3rd, Sasidko at 2nd, Cahill at 1st. Got him swinging on 3 pitches. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 2 gone. Mound visit to chat with Jackson Bell. Could just be a situational thing. It wouldn't be anything about the command too much, especially in a 14-1 game. Lowered his ERA to 9.53, but in a tough spot here. Marcus Galvin, the lone man to knock in a run tonight. And Braden Jones singled to start off this inning. But before that, Marcus Galvin, his double was a part of only a couple hits in the 4th. That was the last time the Elks offense was alive. In the 5th, no hits. In the 6th, no hits. And in the 7th, also no hits. One-oh popped up foul and out of play. Got word that from Pierce Gordon, producer, Walla Walla and Ridgefield tied 5-5 right now in the bottom of the ninth. Great game in the West Coast League. Time is called. Griggs is going to go have a chat with Bell. And then in the first edition of the West Coast League Game of the Week, Pierce and I are hoping, give it to Bend one week. We want that. But in the first edition, 9-5, Barry's on top of the Pippins. The Pippins that have lost 2 straight games after losing the series to the Elks, down again at Marion. You see that. Score bug. The ticker, sponsored by Northwest Generator Pros. Harbor Cats beat the Lefties. Apple Sox dominated in 9-0. They've really ran the North. And the Bells beat the North Paws. Galvin, base hit. Jones scores. So does Sisidko, a 3 RBI night for Marcus Galvin. He's knocked in every run that the Elks have scored. Keeps the inning alive for Jace Miller. He tried to leave Earth on that swing. Jace Miller, Artemis 3. But this mission was unsuccessful. Looking to recalculate. 0-1. Called a strike, down and away. Marcus Galvin, catcher in the transfer portal. He's got to be highly touted. He does it all. Really excited to see where Marcus ends up. A class individual, too. Same can be said for Jace. He strikes out again. Fans are frustrated that Gray didn't appeal. But Miller went around. There was no need for one. So even though the Elks scored 2 runs, Jackson Bell strikes out the side. One final frame coming at Genna. The Elks trail by 11. The ninth inning here at Genna Stadium, one final frame. Elks trail by 11. Is Michael Fitzgerald works home to another new batter. This is Finley Buckner. Kelowna emptying the bench. He'll come in for Matthew Pena. Up and in tight. Elks get 2 back in the 8th inning thanks to Marcus Galvin, who has been their lone contributor offensively tonight. Finley Buckner, 156 average and 32 ABs. Couple of runs batted in. Called the strike on the outside corner. Two and two. Finley Buckner from Oaks Christian High School and went to Pepperdine. .26 and 115 at-bats at a .196, 652 OPS. Stayed in California. Now making his way to Canada for the summer as, oh no. The umpire and Michael Gray gets hit hard. Hope that he's okay. I get the fans are joking, but this isn't really a laughing matter. That's not cool. Just happy Michael Gray's okay. Fortunately, that pitch was a 75-mile-per-hour curveball. If that's a fastball, it's a different story right now, and we're not laughing so much. So really happy that Gray's all right. Two-two. Base hit. Past Jones. That is hit number 16 for Kelowna. A night to remember offensively. Their most runs in a single game this season. And 16 knocks. It doesn't matter who comes in. It's Finley Buckner off the bench, and he's still finding a way to hit it into the outfield. Now C.J. Griggs for his 6th at-bat of the night, left on left with Fitzgerald. Curveball misses down and away. Griggs 2 for 5 with the home run in the 3rd inning. And granted, I've only been here for a couple of years, but still, to hit a home run to center field, that has not been seen in that sample size. And even in batting practice, you don't hit him to straightaway center field at Genna. He did. Six feet tall, 230 pounds, and 2 seasons at Hofstra, where in both he hit over 300. Big swing and a miss. Just a tank. Way gone, and Cahill was almost surprised on that sprint to the track. Like, this ball's still carrying? Curveball crushed. Deep to right field. Stop and stare. C.J. Griggs has done it again. His 2nd home run of the night and his 2nd of the season. Makes it 16-3 Kelowna on a night they won't forget. And blows a kiss to the patrons that have been heckling him all night. You can do that when you hit a ball that far. That one, 374 feet. Fouled off the ump again. My goodness. Michael Gray is wearing it back there. The batter is Reese Kozar. Take a fastball for a strike. Take one more look at that CJ Griggs homer. It truly scraped the sky, and he knew it as soon as it left the bat. Just a hanging breaking ball and a mistake. Kozar gets rung up on a pitch that was probably away, but it is 16-3, so that zone will naturally get a bit wider. Drew Frost pops one up. Troy Sanders, 2 outs. The Elks have had some blow-up games when it comes to the pitching. They've given up 13 runs on multiple occasions. Once to Walla Walla, once to Corvallis, and then to Yakima a couple of nights ago. But 16 is the most they've given up in a game this season. And on 17 hits. Alan Cox and Kelowna's first base coach sharing a chat. Xander Silkin. A couple of the guys staying in this lineup. Interested what this chat is all about. Allen with strong ties to Canada. Coached in the Okotoks Dogs Academy for a long time and developed a lot of outstanding Canadian talent. And also as an evaluator, just seems to have his eyes on guys that are going to be ready for the next level, a step before a lot of others. Allen's the man. 3rd year with the Elks and has made the playoffs every season so far. 2-2. Into right center. Pupo coming over. He caught it. Eli Pupo. That's an incredible play. Even down 13. A highlight. We had Keaton Nados 2 nights ago. And Pupo this time. Oh, yeah. Hat flies off, no problem for number 2. Elks need a lot. Bottom 9 after this. coming back to her. Three outs to play with. Elks need 13 to keep this thing rolling. The Kelowna Falcons tonight, 16 runs, 17 hits. And in their first game at Genna Stadium, this is the Elks' 7th, they have more home runs than the Elks do in Bend in 2026. New pitcher on the mound is Chase Gordon, the left-hander for Kelowna. Just 1 inning so far this year in that frame, 2 Ks and 1 walk. And Brody Whitcomb getting an AB, fresh out of high school from Bend. Whitcomb, Pfeiffer on deck, and then maybe another new batter after him. Tough look left on left against Gordon as he chops one to the first baseman. Go to first. 1 out. That's Finley Buckner taking over for Pena. So it's Isaac Pfeiffer with 1 out. Pfeiffer, an Oregon product out of the University of Portland. Take a fastball up and away. He had a huge hit. He got the start in the 15-13 win. And the Elks, obviously a comeback or winning any game is usually more favorable if you start off by scoring first. And Pfeiffer got the squad going with a 2 RBI double. He pops up the 1-0. Briggs gives it a look. And a souvenir. Who's going to get it? Little man. Where'd it go? Did it go under? It might have gone under. They're looking for it. Oh my goodness. Don't get trapped under there now. What does that sign say? Please do not go under the grandstand. 6 kids just did. I guess all bets are off in a 13-run game. Pfeiffer takes a strike, 1-2. .174 average entering this at-bat for Pfeiffer with 3 driven in. No batting gloves from the right side. Base hit. 96 off the bat for Pfeiffer. So strong he is when he makes contact. That'll feel good. Hanging breaking ball from Chase Gordon. Braden Jones will get himself another at-bat. Singled his last time. Pops up the first pitch out of play. Finley Buckner is not holding on Pfeiffer over there at first. But Pfeiffer's joking about potentially stealing. They're probably giving him the bag. I'd be shocked if Griggs throws it down, but when the game was already slanted earlier, he did. Doesn't go. 0-2. Chase Gordon from San Mateo, California. Bit of a two-way guy, committed to Cal State Northridge. Fouls it straight back. If you're wondering the score of the final soccer game of tonight, USA, obviously, they win the group. If Paraguay wins or draws with Turkey, they're up 1-0 in the 83rd minute. We're dialed in. You know, it was nice today. Everybody was complaining. Everybody. Why isn't a game on Friday at night for Team USA? I'll tell you what, Elks play at night. I was happy. I was ecstatic. Got to watch the full match. I know it's a little backwards working at night, but we got Bend Elks baseball to watch. So, I thank the FIFA committee for tonight's start time, or today's. All of the other matches probably going to have to get that extra monitor going, Pierce. Pierce already has 5. What's a 6th? 1-2 to Jones. This is away. Griggs couldn't catch it. Taking out his hand. May have gotten clipped. Eli Pupo on deck. A battle for Braden Jones. He doesn't want to go home yet. Your probability dramatically increases of taking home a baseball if you stay. So if that was your objective coming here tonight, sticking around is really the only option. We're doing the 2-2 again. And Jones lines that, caught by the second baseman. And Burnham. Pfeiffer had to hustle back. Tough break, a ball that was scolded off the bat. Elks down to their final out in this 16-3 game. Eli Pupo, the last chance. Eden Nato on deck as a pinch hitter for Sisidko. If he were to get on, he does. Base hit to left. Pupo's first hit of the night. They're making that hit column not look as ugly, that's for sure. Second hit of the inning, had 2 last frames, so now the total's up to 8. And Keaton Nato will bat for Dmitry Sisidko. Keaton Nato was our Elk Call pregame out of Cal State San Bernardino. Had a great week against Yakima. 3-hit day yesterday, reached in 4 plate appearances, and on Wednesday night made the catch of the year as a substitution coming in center field. Foul away the first pitch he sees. Hello, Fly. We got a fly on the camera. Just chilling. .290 average for Keaton Nato. Misses low. What's so cool about Keaton Nato's story is he plays for his dad at Cal State San Bernardino. Usually dads fizzle out after the youth stages. Nope, not in this case. Dad, a well-known coach, has been a lot of different spots, and now the Natos reuniting at Cal State San Bernardino. Probably so satisfying for the Nato family to see those childhood dreams almost come full circle. 2 strikes to Keaton. Pfeiffer on second, Pupo on first. Fouls it away. Ridgefield, they kept it rolling tonight. They beat Walla Walla 6-5 late. They are the hottest team in the West Coast League South. And the Elks get them next week. We'll have it right here on Bend Elks YouTube, Tuesday through Thursday. And then the Elks head to Portland for the weekend. Gordon's 1-2, line foul. Good fight by Keaton Nato. In that bullpen, put on their camouflage. Oh, there's Troy Sanders. Good hustle. This is going to be Gordon's 21st pitch. He's had to work a bit in this ninth. And he got him swinging to end the ball game. So Keaton Nato comes in as the pinch hitter, but he punches out to end the contest. An incredible night for the Kelowna Falcons, and you tip your cap. Their most runs in a single game this season. I'd also guess their most hits. We'll look into that with 17. And an Elks team that was riding all this momentum after taking 2 of 3 against Yakima. Get punched in the mouth for 9 innings. In a blowout on night 1. This was the should-have-been home run that bounded just above the yellow line. They ruled it as an RBI double. And I'm going back into the scorebook to find that exact moment. And then the dagger. For the second time, C.J. Griggs went deep. 2 home runs on the night. The first one was a mammo to dead center. This is a moonshot. The stop and stare to the pole side. All the power for Kelowna. The stat that is impossible to get over is the Elks have played here this is game number 7. And Kelowna in game 1 at Vince Genna Stadium has more home runs than the Elks have had all year here. They mashed. Extra base hits galore. C.J. Griggs was the player of the game with 2 home runs of his own, but Nolan Eberwine in the leadoff spot. Couple of doubles. RBIs from so many different contributors, and what stood out was the bottom of this order really came to play. 2 runs batted in for the man in the 7-hole in Xander Sokin. 2 runs batted in for Cade Burnham in the 8-hole with a double. And Jacob Lovin picked up a run batted in himself. Everybody came to the party for Kelowna in their most impressive performance of the year. And it looked like Ben's bullpen was finally starting to figure it out in Yakima. And after a rocky start for Jackson Kendall, they couldn't pick him up. It kind of all went wrong tonight for the Elks. You had a couple highlight plays, the Eli Pupo diving catch in right center. But a tough one, and a tough pill to swallow in game 1 of a 6-game homestand coming up. It's tough to gauge this team. Do you get the offensive performance coming through on most nights? Or was that just a unique, niche comeback effort? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, though. Same time, same place. Your final lines. 16 for Kelowna. 3 runs for the Elks. 17 hits for the Falcons. 8 for the Elks. They upped that total with some late rally. And then 1 error on both sides. But man, a team that's headlined by the best ERA in the West Coast League showed that the offense can swing it with the best of them too. For one final time tonight, I'm Aiden O'Neill signing off. My lovely producer, Pierce Gordon, as always. You wonder why this stream looks so good? It's because of him. We'll see you tomorrow right here at Vince Genna Stadium. Have a great night.